But Chase is committed. Uh, Advancing Black Pathways is committed, and I'm committed to helping the Black community, get those necessary resources. So again, congratulations on your two-year anniversary. Congratulations to all the work that you've been doing in the community. And we're looking forward to partnering with you to help close this racial wealth gap.
We just had our first session with DJ, the money coach, and it was a very informative session in which I am glad that we are participating in. It gives us an opportunity to be good stewards of our resources, the monies in which we have been working our lives for, in a sense.
So I was quite enthused about how we can retrieve money back that we had paid in on a mortgage.
And the process to get them solved as quickly as possible. So step number one, you got to figure out what's taking your time, right? A lot of people come to me with all of these issues, but you don't really know. You're like, oh, I kind of need a system. I feel like I'm overwhelmed, but you don't really know what's really taking up your time. I really suggest this personally what I do on a regular basis. I look at what I did for the day and what should I not have been doing, right? You can easily write this out in a journal. What are the things that you got done during the day? And then you're going to look at that and you're going to audit yourself. What are these things that you shouldn't be doing? And what are these things that you should be doing? Something that maybe you should be doing is figuring out how you're going to get into Zanzibar with us in August, right?
We want to wish you a P.O.M lifestyle. That's plenty of money and peace of mind. We want you to come join us on the Beaches of the World Club.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mixed Knowledge and Notions InQ Science Series, brought to you by the DJ the Money Coach team and the 7 Spheres of Money system. Thanks for being here for another Friday night show. And before we get started, go ahead and like this video, share it, and subscribe to DJ the Money Coach right here on YouTube. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right in and get into this inflation talk, that's been going on up on Capitol Hill, and talk about how it's going to impact all of you out there, our working class folks, our middle class folks, our entrepreneurs. So that's what we're going to get into tonight. And so, DJ, man, how you feeling? How you feeling tonight?
Well, Nick, I am in a Zanzibar frame of mind. Even though it's storming outside, I am in a Zanzibar frame of mind, and I'm here to bring the knowledge and the secrets to insulate our people from hyperinflation during a recession. I'm going to give tonight 21 tips, 7 tips to wealth to protect yourself from recession for the working class, 7 tips to insulate yourself from a recession and hyperinflation for the middle class. And then we're going to round it out with 7 tips to build wealth to the next level for entrepreneurs like you and I and small business owners to get that P.O.M lifestyle. Plenty of money, peace of mind. It's a movement, ladies and gentlemen. So when you're ready, Nick, let's tee it up and we're going to jump right in.
Oh yeah, man. Let's go ahead and get it going. Get that P.O.M movement on the screen so the folks can see it. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into those tips.
Well, first, let's pull up that Inflation Reduction Act bill so we can show people why it is not really a panacea for their lives. It is basically a temporary plug for a small segment of the United States, but it's really a bill about the IRS, energy, and you paying more taxes. So if we can pull up that slide and I can talk to that slide and show people why it should not be called the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, signed on August 7th. It should be called the IRS Act of 2022. 2022 with 87,000 IRS agents coming strong to get in your pockets. And you know who they're going to be attacking? The NIL is no coincidence that 87,000 IRS agents are going to be hired from $739 billion, while coincidentally, the NIL is basically breaking apart finally the monopoly called the NCAA, which is illegally, but legally been pimping college students, specifically Black college students, for the last 80 decades. So they had to figure something out to counter that. They just gave you the bill that they sneaking with the description of, oh, it's the Reduction Inflation Act of 2022. No, it's the IRS coming to get you NIL parents, high school students, and college athletes. They're going to be now making literally hundreds of thousands, and some of them are going to be making 7-8 figures. And since they know nothing about financial literacy, they're going to be just like lottery winners, and the IRS is going to be right there at their doorstep to whack them over the head. So give me 5 seconds. Just read the highlights. I got something going off. I got a beeper going off. I'll be right back. Just highlight to them what the pie looked like, and I'll be right back.
All right, everybody. So the so-called Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Well, first of all, it's designed to reduce the deficit and lower inflation while investing in domestic energy production and lowering healthcare drug costs. Just passed a few days ago. So according to the Senate Democrats, the proposed legislation would raise $725 billion, require total investments of $433 billion, and result in a deficit reduction of more than $292 billion. The bill allows Medicare to negotiate lower prescription drug prices and extends the expanded Affordable Care Act program for 3 years through 2025. Additionally, the agreement establishes policies designed to promote and support domestic energy and transmission projects. The goal to lower costs for consumers and help the U.S. meet long-term emission goals. So some of these key takeaways. The Inflation Reduction Act is a reduced version of the Biden administration's proposed Build Back Better Act. At the end of a decade, according to Democrats, the U.S. will realize a deficit reduction of more than $292 billion while lowering inflation, investing in energy production, and reducing healthcare costs. Of the $725 billion in revenue raised, the legislation calls for $313 billion from a 15% corporate AMT. The legislation stands to be the single largest investment in climate and energy in the U.S. to date.
Stop right there.
Okay.
What's the name of the act?
The Inflation Reduction Act.
What was the line you just read?
The single largest investment in climate and energy in the U.S.
So
to date.
what should be the name of this new legislation?
I mean, it sounds like it should be the Climate and Energy Act of 2022.
And how much is that going to benefit working class Americans, senior citizens, and people on fixed income?
Man, it only sounds like it's going to benefit the IRS than anything. I see how much it says how much it's supposed to reduce the deficit, but that's reducing the deficit for the IRS and the folks up there that's calling all the shots.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you this question, Nick. Is the IRS a government agency?
It's not. It acts like it's one, but it actually isn't.
Just like the Federal Reserve Bank is not a government agency, ladies and gentlemen. So there's a saying that my grandfather taught me. Nick, you know what I'm about to say. The big print giveth.
Oh, yeah. The little print taketh away.
Let's say that again. The big print giveth.
And the little print taketh away.
So this is a commercial. is saying, hey, we have just created the Reduction Inflation Act to benefit you. And while you looking at that big print, they actually showing you inside the bill the real agenda. Because you know what they know, Nick? You and I, not you and I personally, but you and I across America as middle-class Americans, we're not going to read the fine print on this act and really find out what the bill really is about. Because if they named it the IRS Act, and if they named it the Energy Act, guess what? Is that getting passed?
Yes, yeah, sounds more like energy. Yep.
Yeah, energy. Now,
yep.
This is what they're selling you again with the big print. Oh, senior citizens are going to have a cap out-of-pocket costs. They'll never pay over $2,000. Matter of fact, we're reducing inflation, and we're going to put $800 back in your pocket over the course of a year. Now, let's see what $800 is, and let's see if that won't keep you and me, Common, Jane, and Joe, off the street from losing everything we got. You get an extra $800. Nick, that's $66 a month, bro. Now, that's $66 a month before they tax you on it.
Right.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the 20% tax bracket, that's actually about $52 a month. Now, let me ask you a question. Right now, how much it costs to fill up your car with gas, Nick?
Oh man, if I'm from completely filled up from empty, it's about $54.
$54. So they just gave you one extra tank of gas each month for the Reduction Inflation Act of 2022. But they're pushing it out here like a great commercial. There's a movie that you got to go watch, ladies and gentlemen. It's called The Tail That Wags the Dog.
Oh,
you mean Dustin Hoffman?
Okay, is that different from Wag the Dog, or is that the same?
I'm sorry,
movie?
I might be saying it wrong. Yeah,
Wag
the Dog?
Robert De Niro?
With Dustin Hoffman and Robert De Niro. The tail that
Wag the Dog.
What's the saying that we grow up, the tail wags the dog? I think that's the name of the movie. If you can Google
it's called Wag the Dog. Yep.
Wag the Dog. Here's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. This is called propaganda. Propaganda. They're going to show you over here this big shiny object that gets you all enamored. And over here in the left hand, they taking everything you got. Because here's the reality. That $739 billion, who's paying the tax bill on that to fund the 87,000 IRS agents? I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. Who do you think, Nick?
You said who you think is funding that?
Yeah, who's going to fund that bill that they raising $739 billion? Have you ever known any politician to create a savings that they paid for the bill themselves?
I never heard it. I'm going to guess. My guess is going to be we are.
There you go. There you go. So just like the stimulus, remember they gave out all that stimulus money.
Yeah.
Then what they came back with? Taxes on them. On it.
Yeah, the taxes.
You got to pay taxes on yada yada yada. And guess what? The stimulus money, it suppressed the inflation that was already happening. So you thought everything was good. Now the stimulus money re-stimulated what? The retail economy.
Mm-hmm. Just like it did back in 2009.
Exactly.
Yep.
And now what happened right after that? Massive super inflation that they were hiding, and now you're going to pay the final bill. So that's really, in a nutshell, what the summary of the Reduction Inflation Act of 2002 is. Now, I hear you. You say, oh, they're going to eliminate small businesses with the pass-through and all that good stuff. That's another fugazi, okay? Give me 5 seconds. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Pull up that chart of how they distribute the money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll pull that back up. Go ahead, read some of these bullet points just in case Well, actually, I'll zoom it in too, so you all can see it. By the way, this is coming from Investopedia. Just citing the source here. So yeah, let me blow it up a little bit. There it is. So you got the amount on the left and the source of where it's coming from on the right. So $313 billion. That revenue is coming from a 15% corporate minimum tax. And we got some asterisks there too. So, the little print taketh away and the asterisks take away even more. $288 billion coming from prescription drug pricing reform. Got two asterisks next to that one. $124 billion coming from enhanced IRS tax enforcement. So that's those 85,000 new hires that the IRS made. That's going to investigate all of that income, investigate all those transactions that those entrepreneurs are doing over the electronic payment systems. And like DJ just mentioned, the stimulus, as well as those that committed fraud on the PPP, coming after all of those folks and all of that revenue. So that would bring you to a total of the revenue, just the revenue, $725 billion in total revenue raised from those three sources. Now, when you get into the investments, this is where they're spending that money, what they're dedicating or earmarking this money for. $369 billion towards energy security and climate change investment. Three asterisks next to that. So that's a combination of the Joint Committee on Taxation and the Congressional Budget Office. $64 billion to extend the Affordable Care Act. So how much is the Congressional Budget Office and the Joint Committee on Taxation investing in this bill? $433 billion in total investments.
Wow. So,
yeah, for a grand total between the revenue raised from those taxes and prescription drug reform and enforcing the IRS tax laws and those investments, it's a total of a deficit reduction of $292 billion. That's where they got that figure from.
There you go. So what should be the real name of this new bill that they trying to get us all hyped up on with the propaganda of the tail that wags the dog?
This should be the let me see. I would say the energy climate change tax increase.
Guess who's coming to dinner on a regular basis now? Your new IRS friend.
Yep.
That's exactly what this is.
Yep. And I also say that it's interesting that you brought up that movie Wag the Dog, because that's about that propaganda was about a fabricated war. So you also got that going on too. Along with
Exactly. Just like with the war back in 2000 that they claimed that they were going after, bin Laden, but they were actually protecting their oil interests. And then they found out there was no, what they call it, mass destruction, which they said they had mass destruction, and they found out it was all a bunch of BS. But by that time,
weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, by that time, weapons of mass destruction. By that time, they were able to finagle for the Department of Defense hundreds of billions of dollars in contracts for private enterprise under the Bush administration. And then they said, oops, we were wrong, but we all got on board That's exactly what you're saying right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is all a big fugazi. And if you're not smart enough to figure that out, then you deserve to get what you get. Unless you are young, several years younger than you, Nick. But if you are right now in your mid 30s, your 40s, your 50s, and your 60s, you should be just looking at, hey, how do I insulate myself from this hyperinflation? And we're really in a recession right now to protect my enterprise. And that's what we're about to embark on. So I'm about to show you, ladies and gentlemen, how to do that for 3 socioeconomic classes. The working class, I don't call people poor. I don't believe in that. That's a mindset. Your working class, 98% of those people are hardworking, integrity-based people, and they just need a break or they don't have access to get in the big leagues. We're going to show them how to do that. Then we're going to address 7 tips of wealth principles that work in any market, Nick. Recession, good times, bad times. You do these principles, you're going to be good if you implement the 4x4. Okay? And I'll talk about that. So I'm going to give you 7 principles for the middle class. And what's my definition? Financially, the definition for the working class is household incomes of 35 to 50K. Financially, the definition for middle class, because I've been doing middle class financial education for 20 years and have sat down with over 25,000 people personally, from corporations to churches to non-for-profits to, airports. I'm talking about professional middle class, Nick. I'm talking about if you're an individual, just got out of college, got that first good job, making $50,000, $60,000 a year, to married household that's $250,000. And then I'm going to address the most important people. They're not more important than anybody else, but the ones that actually move the needle for America. That hire 67% of Americans in the United States. Those are entrepreneurs and legitimate small business owners like ourselves. I'm going to give them 7 tips to take themselves to elite status and actually work and make more money during this hyperinflation recessionary period. So you ready to rock and roll, Nick?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
So let's jump in. And matter of fact, the people that are watching this, let us know where you're from. Chime in, let us know where you're from. Shoot out a couple of questions for us, because this is a give back totally to you guys. And I'm going to be honest with you. This information I'm sharing with you, we get paid thousands of dollars a month for this on a day-to-day basis. But people have been talking about all this Reduction Inflation Act, and I'm about solutions. So let's jump right in. Get out your pen and paper, take copious notes, and whatever the social-economic group you are in, each one of these are the basics. Newt Rockne, who used to be a famous football coach for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, at the beginning of every season, even if they won a championship, he said, you know what? This is a football. And all we need to do is to go 4 downs and get 10 yards. And if we do that multiple times consistently, we will score. Because here's the reality. A long TD bomb is a mistake that very rarely happens. A 80-yard run from the running back to the end zone, that's very rarely going to happen. But you know what can happen at every series of 4 downs? If you get 3.5 yards on every carry or screen pass, you're going to get 10 yards and 4 downs. And guess what? You're going to score. So I'm about to give you the fundamentals of that for you to succeed, starting with the working class. So, Nick, number 1, for the working class, they need to increase their skill sets immediately with technical courses. That's free training that's available online via Google, Oracle, Salesforce, etc. That can even be getting digital media training, HVAC training, plumbing, electrical. You can start right now, ladies and gentlemen, in the working class. And as long as you have your health, you can even have $250,000 in debt. And in 2 to 5 years, if you increase your skill sets immediately with these technical courses, free training through Google, Oracle, Salesforce, YouTube, you can literally go from $0 an hour right now, Nick, in the next 3 to 6 months and make $40, $50 an hour. So as a working class person that's in that $35,000 to $50,000, bracket, if you immediately did this in 3 to 6 months and you were serious and you were disciplined, you were accountable, you plugged into a winning system, which will be that course or that free training, and you did the work, in 3 to 6 months, you could make up to $30, $40, $50, $60 an hour if you were serious about your finances. And there's nothing that reduction inflation bill would be able to stop you from being successful. That's number one. Number two, for the working class, you need to right now reevaluate all your insurance policies. And if you happen to have cash value as money tightens, you should reevaluate what the cash value is. And I'll talk a little bit more in detail with the middle class. Why is this important, Nick? Because even before hyperinflation, even when we were in the best times of boom time frame, which is the largest period of time, ladies and gentlemen, that we've had in the 21st century. I'm going to say that again. We have been in a boom economy since 2014 to 2021. That's the longest stretch in my lifetime, because typically you go into a recession like every 4 or 5 years. So it's whatever they call, what's that word, Nick? It's cyclical. Am I saying that? I'm probably not saying that correctly.
Cyclical?
Cyclical, yes. So why do you look at your insurance policies, ladies and gentlemen? Because 90% of middle class and working class Americans are what they call over premium and underinsured, or they're not insured at all. Why is that the case, Nick? Here's the case. Number one, Nick, let me show you how you should purchase insurance if you don't know, which 98% of people don't know, Nick, and 90% of the people selling it don't know, and the ones that do, they will always skate the question just like a great politician. Mm-hmm. So, Nick, when you go to the gas station, what is the unit of measurement that you purchase gas by?
Gallon.
That's right. And if you're in Canada, Europe, or Africa, it's a liter. So you're typically looking for the best price on the best quality gas, 87, 89, or 93 octane, correct? Mm-hmm. So when you go to the store and you pick up some bread, what is the unit of measurement that you acquire that bread by?
The loaf.
And a loaf is 16 ounces, 1 pound.
Yep.
So if you are smart enough to shop for gas wisely, and you can buy quality bread, even if you're getting the 12 grain, multi-grain, or the organic like I do, I'm still going to get it at the lowest cost per loaf, per gallon. That's the same way you buy insurance, Nick, when everything's equal. Let me tell you what the characteristics or the requirements to be able to do this right. Number one, your age. Number two, your health. And number three, your credit score. When all three of those are equal, Nick, if you use this formula, which is called cost per thousand, I want you to write this down, ladies and gentlemen. When you talk to your agents, when everything's equal, age, health, and credit, your fourth question to them is, Nick, what is my cost per thousand? That agent that knows this, he's going to try to shy away from that if he's not doing right by you. If he's doing right by you, Nick, he's going to be more than happy to show you what your cost per thousand is. How do I figure this out, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to take myself an example. I have multiple insurance policies. One of my life insurance policy is $500,000. Nick, I want you to pull up the calculator and show them how this works. So I have $500,000 policy, right? So I take cost per thousand. That means take $1,000 because that's the measurement of unit, the unit of measurement. I take 1,000 divided into 500,000. How many units does that give me, Nick?
I'm just pulling up the calculator now so we can show it on the screen.
Yep. So this is called cost per thousand. So you buy insurance by the cost per thousand. I have $500,000 policy. Put 500,000 up on the calculator, Nick. Now, what's the unit of measurement? 1,000. Divide that by 1,000. Cost per thousand.
All right. 1,000.
How many units that I'm paying for? 500. Now, I need to figure out what am I paying annually. So I go to my monthly premium, which is $30, Nick.
Okay.
So take $30 times 12 is $360.
All right.
So you can clear that. So we'll remember 500 units.
500, yep.
So I take the $360, which is what I'm paying annually for that 500 units, and I divide that into the 500 units, and that gives me my cost per thousand, Nick. I'm paying 72 cents per $1,000 of insurance. The national average, Nick, is $3.15.
Ooh,
So
that's
let's
good.
take $3.15 and times that times 500 and show you what the average person is overpaying. As opposed to $360. Nick, what's $1,575 minus $360?
$1,575 minus
$360.
$360.
I just showed you how to save $1,215 a year. Inflation is at 9.1%. I just showed you a 500% increase in savings on your insurance policy. It is just that simple, ladies and gentlemen. So again, when everything's equal, here's what you look at: age, health, credit. And then you ask, what's my cost per thousand? Nick, let's show an illustration for you. How much is your insurance? And we saved you. Am I correct, Nick? When you became a client?
Yep. Yep.
Let's show them what you remember what your insurance was before we helped you out.
Roughly. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, pull your calculator back up and we'll show people how real this is.
Okay. All right. So we starting with
what you had before you met us. What were you paying on a monthly for your life insurance policy?
All right, starting with the monthly. So monthly, I think I was paying $42 a month.
And how much were you getting?
I was getting
about 100 grand, right?
50 100 grand. Yep.
Okay, so here's what we do: put the 100,000 up. That's the, ladies and gentlemen, that's the amount of his policy, 100,000. So what is the unit of measurement you're going to divide that by, Nick?
1,000.
Divided by 1,000. So you had 100 units. Now you were paying $42 a month.
Yeah, I think it was 42.
Okay, so everybody take the $100 now, Nick, times 42 times 12.
All right, so 42 times 12.
$504. Now divide that by 100 units and tell me what your cost per thousand was.
504 divided by 100.
Damn. Nick. Now let's show them, because this is real.
Yeah.
Nick.
Now before we move on from this, I also have to add that is an increase in premium too. So the premium was set to increase after a certain amount of time as well.
Nick, how old were you when you were paying that when you met me?
I think I was 28.
28.
Yeah, 28.
Okay, so let's get them a side-by-side comparison. Can you put two calculators up on the screen at the same time so they can see how real this is? Keep yours up there. Your $5.04 per thousand. I'm paying 72 cents. How many times more? And I'm almost twice your age. Is that correct, Nick?
Right. Yeah.
And I have 5 times more coverage, ladies and gentlemen. Are y'all listening to me? And if you think this is not the norm in the average household in America, you are stupid. This is what normally happens in America for every American. I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about white, black, Asian, Hispanic, African, Indian. You know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because I've been doing this for 20 years and I've sat down with over 25,000 people across the country. And when I built my financial planning practice, 90% of it was with corporate America people that didn't look like me. And I would sit down and show them this simple illustration and they would almost throw up. And you know what, Nick? About 60% of them have policies written by their friends for their family. So just take, here's what you do. Keep that 504 up and divide it by 72 cents and see how many more times you were paying versus what I had. $5.04 divided by 72 cents. So y'all can see how real this is. By 0.72.
0.72.
700%. But here's the problem. What did I say we are? Over what? Premium and under what?
Under
Insured. So really, you got to times that times 5. Because my policy is 500,000. Yours was 100,000.
Yep.
So you were paying 35 times more than I was paying. Now, Nick, show them what you got now.
Okay.
For that $42. Because I think did we increase?
Yeah. Mine went up a little bit, but it's still, man.
But how much coverage?
Better than what I had.
How much coverage you got now?
All right, so now I got $500,000, so 500. Yeah.
Okay. So show them how to do it. This is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. You take the amount of your total policy, you divide it by the unit of measurement, which is cost per 1,000.
Yep. So got 500.
Yep. How much is your monthly premium?
Monthly premium is around $59.
$59.
Yep.
Do y'all hear that, ladies and gentlemen? So let's just round it up, Nick, and say $60
60,
times
yeah,
12.
60. All right. Yep. So 60 times 12. $720
divided by 500.
Divided by 500.
Boom. $1.44. Do I need to say anything else about number 2, Nick? Ladies and gentlemen, do I need to say? And here's what you need to know. This is for all of your policies: home, auto, life, health, disability. All of them are based on the same parameters and the same principles, ladies and gentlemen. So if you just do that right now in this hyperinflation recession world we live in, you will put 200 to 300 to 400% in your pocket, or worst case scenario, you'll get more coverage for the same amount that you're currently paying. And here's the reason why this is so important, ladies and gentlemen, because through health technology, we're living longer. So the mobility rates, they actually go longer than they did a decade ago, because the average life expectancy is about 6-7 years more than it was 20 years ago. So the mobility rates get remodified under what's called actuary science, ladies and gentlemen. So now you can actually get more coverage for less dollars because we're living longer and healthier. So that's number 2. Is that exciting or what, ladies and gentlemen? If you're watching this in the replay, take notes and apply it. Here's what I want to share with you as well. Before you do anything that I'm sharing with you, I am not giving you financial advice. I'm giving you financial education information based on my 20 years in the industry, based on my ability to have sat down with over 25,000 people, based on me used to be a chartered senior financial planner. That is an insurance destination of the highest level. I also used to be a certified estate advisor. In addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, I used to be a securities registered professional as well. I had Series 6, 63, 26, which gave me the ability to have assets under management and manage other agents. So in my 20 years, I figured some stuff out that they don't want you to know, and I am now an advocate for 20 years for you. Does that make sense? Okay, so now, if you sit down and do this 1 hour a week and then work with a licensed professional, why is that important, Nick? Why is it important for our people to work with licensed professionals? Are you not a licensed professional, Nick?
I am.
In order to teach in high school, you have to have a bachelor's degree. In most cases, you got to have a master's degree. Is that correct?
Certain states.
Yep. And you have to have continuing education in order to keep teaching. Is that correct?
Yep.
So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Before you sit down with these internet gurus, these personalities got 1 million followers who they make their money off of your monetization and sponsorship, and really are not experts at money. Even though they make a lot of money, they're making money because you are subscribing to their channel, and sponsors who want to do what? Advertise. They pay them, and then they make money, and then they go buy big cars and big houses and claim to be financial experts, which they're not. They're just no different than politicians. Because if they were the financial expert, let me share this with you. Corporations would be hiring them and not sponsoring them. I'm going to say that again. Corporations would be hiring them and not sponsoring them. They would hire them to come in to correct their inefficiencies from a financial aspect to help them make more money. They're not doing that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you know who they're doing that with, Nick? Oh, they're doing that with me. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. This is true, ladies and gentlemen. You know why? Because I do the financial education benefits for open enrollment across the country for 20 years. That's right. They hire my company along with our certified licensed professionals to come in during open enrollment and help them with their employee benefit plans, to be an advocate, to show them how to get the best bang out of their buck and keep their custodian relationships honest. Facts. I do it in a multitude of industries. I do it in the truck driver logistics business since 2017. I do it in the airport business since 2019. I do it in the legal government business since 2008. And I've been doing it for churches since 2002. I might know it. Oh, wait a minute. Nick, I also do it in the cleaning business.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you do that. So number 3, please get your household assessment of your current spending habits. Number 4, once you do that, create a new budget. Number 5, now pay yourself first. I hear you, ladies and gentlemen. I already know that, DJ. Here's the reality. Know what's the best information? Applied knowledge. You can have all the book smarts, read a whole bunch of books, but you ain't applying nothing. All you are is an intellectual idiot. Application. Because if you're applying this information and spending 1 hour a week with you or your family, you will be far ahead of 95% of Americans. But you know what you're doing? You're watching YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, watching somebody else's lifestyle, getting their lifestyle increased while yours is going backwards. I'm just going to tell you the facts. So, what is the Pay Yourself First program? Automatically, after you created that new budget, after you did that assessment of your spending habits and eliminate the bad ones, now, Nick, you're going to do what? Create a what? What do we have you do, Nick?
Oh, create emergency fund.
What do we have you do second?
Create emergency fund, open up the Roth IRA, and
increase your contributions to your 401k, your 403b, your 401a. And if you're a business owner, small enterpriser, you're going to have a self-employment pension plan. That's number 5. Number 6, for the working class, you're going to open up a health savings account. And number 7, here's what you need to know. Federal taxes are taken out 100% out of your checks from January to June 12th, because they're trying to do what? They're trying to basically reconcile the budget. So after that happens, ladies and gentlemen, you can do this little secret or technique. It's not a trick, it's a technique. You can actually increase your withholdings. And if you increase your withholdings, Nick, for the last 5 months of the 2022 campaign, and you make $50,000, you can add almost an additional $300 into your paycheck per month. That's $1,500 extra dollars that you can pay down debt, open up an emergency fund, get the proper insurance policy for your family. And you're saying, well, that ain't a lot of money. Well, I bet you it is, because guess what? You do that for 5 years, that's $7,500. If you get that $7,500, ladies and gentlemen, you get a 7% return based on the rule of 72. That's $15,000 in 10 years. That's a lot of cheddar. And guess what? With that $15,000, you can do, ladies and gentlemen, you could buy a mobile home. You could buy a residential property in Detroit at the auction 100% at $15,000 and make yourself $800 a month passive income. So those are the 7 tips for the working class, Nick. So why don't we do this? When we take a quick break and come back, and then I'm going to talk to the middle class.
Sounds like a plan. All right, we'll be right back.
Everybody, this is DJ the Money Coach coming to you live. That's right, we're giving you the P.O.M lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. We want you to come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. But first, we want to get you consumer debt free, get you an 800 credit score, help you buy businesses, access real estate, and leverage the tax laws. And then you can enjoy a lifestyle second to none. Just look around and see what you deserve to have with DJ Money. Limited edition, new P.O.M lifestyle t-shirts. Plenty of money, peace of mind, and passionate pink for you two ladies. Limited supply. Hit that link, get yours now, and join us on the Beaches of the World Club. Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is DJ the Money Coach and my man, Money Mel. We've been together for 19 years. And what you're looking for in partners and teamwork is a team that's been together forever. We got licenses, certifications. We work with over 25,000 people from coast to coast since 2002. So in order for you to get that P.O.M lifestyle, plenty of money, peace of mind, hit that link. Join us in the master class. Be a first-rate you. In today's lifestyle, it's cool, Desi. I see you in the master class.
All right. We're back.
All right. So we're going to move it right along a little bit faster because we're on a hard stop, okay? Cool. So if you're excited about this, hey, share, like, subscribe. This is the best that you're going to get for free. Okay, so let's talk to the middle class. Middle class professional incomes, household incomes from $50K as individual coming out of college to $250,000. So I'm going to run these off real quick. And this is applicable if and only if when you sit down with a licensed professional who has expertise in a given industry. Okay, so everything I'm sharing with you, ladies and gentlemen, do not apply this stuff by yourself without sitting down with somebody and getting your house assessed. Do you understand that? Great. Is that clear? Crystal clear, Nick? All right, so let's jump right in. So with inflation and taxation, what happens to your money? The buying power goes down. You're now getting less for more. Okay, that means that now I'm paying more for gas and getting less. So here's what the middle class need to do. So I'm going to assume that middle class people, majority of them are homeowners. So the first thing that I would recommend, if this is applicable, once you sit down with a licensed professional and you have a cash flow problem, I'm going to suggest that you look at the option of a home equity line of credit for cheap money. Pass the burden on to the banks. Why is this important, ladies and gentlemen? Right now, interest rates are right at 5%, and we are in a recession. Let me give you 3 touch points to prove that we're in a recession. Number 1, interest rates went down to a all-time low last year. If you had a 720 to an 800 credit score, you could get a mortgage at 2%. Interest rates now hovered up close to 6%. That's a 400% increase, ladies and gentlemen. So let me give you a clear picture or illustration how that impacts you. If you had $2,100 a month and that was all you can afford for a mortgage, prior to the 6% or the 5% of that, now you got it at 2%, you typically were a $350,000 house home buyer, but instead of buying a $350,000 house, because we buy what we want, not what we need, Nick, you bought the $500,000 to $700,000 house because the interest rate equated to your $2,100 a month payment. But what you didn't take into consideration, Nick, is that your house was going to be assessed for new taxes. That's not going down. That's going up. Okay? Understood? So now the interest rates go back up, and now that $2,100 payment does no longer get you a $500,000 house. It gets you a $350,000 house. So now you lost buying power, but your taxes went up. So if you bought your house right, and the way to make money, ladies and gentlemen, is on the purchase. So if you bought your house right and it has equity in it versus you refinance it and you had a cash flow situation, you may consider a home equity line of credit, because you can take that money and a home equity line of credit, which will be in the junior position, meaning you would not lose your house if you couldn't make the payments on a home equity line of credit right off the bat, because now it works like a line of credit and it's basically not based on any hard asset anymore. So you can take the actual money at a lower rate, because home equity line of credit for people who got good credit are actually lower than refinance rates, almost by 2 points right now. How do I know? Because I used to be a mortgage banker, ladies and gentlemen. I used to own a minority position in a mortgage bank company for almost 7 years in the early 2000s. So if I do that and show you why I'm telling you the truth, what happened when the pandemic hit and delayed and stopped America and shut it down? The banks stopped allowing home equity lines of credit because they knew the sophisticated investor could actually transfer their debt into an unsecured home equity line of credit after you got it, and you could pay your bills and pay down your debt and have extra cash, and they weren't going to allow you to do that. So they stopped the home equity lines of credit. Go check it out for yourself. So that's number one. Number two, I'm going to check my credit scores as a middle-class person. Why? Because right now, in a recession, it's a buyer's market, ladies and gentlemen. So those people that overextended themselves with that $2,100 a month payment, that should have bought the $350,000 house, bought the $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 house, they're in trouble now, Nick. So if you got great credit and cash, it's a buyer's market, and now you got to lower your price to be able to get out from underneath you being quietly behind on payments. And that happens in 7% of affluent neighborhoods, Nick. So the third thing is you're going to cash pile right now. The fourth thing, Nick, is you're going to tighten the budget. We're not going to live a lesser lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. Nick, tell them, what's our favorite motto here at DJ the Money Coach? What do we like? Tell them, Nick.
We like Neiman Marcus quality at Walmart prices. We don't like Walmart crap at Walmart prices.
Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. So give you an example. I just came from Oklahoma to Texas. I was able to get gas at $3.29 a gallon when the whole rest of my trip gas was $3.79, $3.99. But I saw on my Google Maps, Nick, where the $3.29 was, and guess what? I hit it going and coming. So I say 50 cents a gallon. So that's tightening the budget. I got Neiman Market gas at Walmart prices. Number five, real estate is a buyer's market right now. How do I know? Let's look at the history and follow the video. The Great Recession, everything went down. I bought foreclosed properties, ladies and gentlemen, from 2005 to 2007, when the market was hot, just like it was in 2021 and 2020. Overpriced, people paying $50,000, $100,000 over asking price, and I still bought a foreclosure with $70,000 in equity and $15,000 back at the close, because I had what, Nick? Cash and credit. So right now, if you're middle class with good solid credit and cash, you better buy a lot of deals on a discount for the next 36 months. Number 6, seller financing. Why is this important? Because again, I own a lot of real estate, Nick. And since I've taken a lot of depreciation over 10, 15, 20 years, and I'm ready to sell, which a lot of people did 6 months and 9 months ago, I don't want to pay the capital gains tax in a lump sum. So if I find somebody, Nick, like you, who got good credit, a professional, and you don't have the wherewithal because you never done a loan before, but you got good credit, here's a tip, people. Even if you got good credit and you have money and you're trying to do investments, the bank really won't give the risk or they'll charge you more. So what Nick is wise enough to do, he finds DJ the money coach and shows him his portfolio, his credit score, his income. He says, hey, DJ, I can do you a solid. What's that? I can give you passive income for the next 36 months at the lowest tax rate, which is almost zero, and you can give me seller financing until I am able to get a conventional loan. That's a win for everybody. Did you hear me, ladies and gentlemen? That's how seller financing works. So if you set that up, number 7, you go hard on real estate for the next 36 months. There's a saying, when blood's on the street, buy all the real estate you can get. So that's the 7 tips for the middle class, Nick. If you apply 1 or 2 of these steps with the right professional, or if you are a high qualified professional yourself and you didn't notice and you applied as a do-it-yourself, I just put $500,000 to $100,000 annually in your wealth generational lifestyle. Facts. So we're going to round this out, Nick, and show them how, as entrepreneurs like I am and real small business owners, not people claiming to be, but actually have a legitimate business that has a system that's duplicatable. Nick, I think we have a duplicatable system. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would.
How many people do we have working for us right now?
We have about seven to eight.
Seven, 8. I think we're getting closer to 10, matter of fact.
Yeah, we're close to it. Yep.
Right. How many did we have last year at that time working for us?
This time last year, we only had 2, well, 3, technically 3.
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah.
How many did we have the year before that, Nick, when we first got started?
The year before that, at this time in August, it was just me and you, I think. Well, me, you, and Renee. Yeah.
There you go. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? 2020, we had 2. 2021, we had 2.5. 2022, we have almost 10 people working for us, and it's all duplicatable because it's a system. But it's inflation, it's a recession, and people are scared. Nick, how you feel about the state of affairs for our business right now?
I'm not even sweating it, man. I'm not even worried about it. we doing well over here.
Exactly.
Yeah, no worries.
Exactly. So let's do this. Let's show them why they should check out Tolero, and then come back and we're gonna wrap this thing up.
All right.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is DJ the Money Coach. In order to make the dream work, you gotta have teamwork. In order to have the P.O.M lifestyle, you get what?
Clear money and peace of mind.
Toledo Organic Tequila is so crisp, so incredibly smooth. It's simply in a category by itself. This is luxury. Life tastes better naturally, so should your tequila. This is Toledo. Enjoy responsibly. Visit ToledoTequila.com to get your bottle of Toledo Organic Tequila. Get a 10% discount on DJ the Money Coach by entering promo code MONEY at checkout. Again, that's ToledoTequila.com, promo code MONEY to get 10% off your Toledo purchase. All right. We're back to wrap up these these strategies to defend yourself, to fight against this hyperinflation, this rising inflation.
All right, so we're going to jump right in, ladies and gentlemen, because we're about 10 minutes behind and I got to get out of here. So this is for entrepreneurs and real small business owners, okay? Entrepreneurs and real small business owners. I have been an entrepreneur for 30 years, ladies and gentlemen, and I've been a small business owner for 20 years. As a small business owner, my definition of small business owner is somebody's revenues of $500,000 to $10 million a year. They have either independent contractors, employees of up to from 5 to 30 plus. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the real people. So let's jump right in real quickly, and we're going to give them the 7 secrets to actually increasing their wealth in a recessionary hyperinflation market. So most importantly, as an entrepreneur and a small business owner, is for you to get back to the basics. Get back to the basics. Number 1, address your budget, or what we call P&Ls, income statements, balance sheets. These are just sophisticated words for budget. That's number 1. And you should be addressing that, entrepreneur and small business owner. If you have a franchise, you're doing this every 90 days. You're doing P&Ls every month. If you're not, I don't care if you're making $1 million a month, you are not a successful business owner or entrepreneur. You're just a fool making money. Okay? Number 2, pay down bad debts. What do I mean? Real wise entrepreneurs and business owners, they carry debt that makes them money. They acquire assets, they get equipment, things of that nature that make them money. Now, on the consumer side, yes, I want you to be 100% consumer debt free. On the business side, it's called leverage and arbitrage. Okay? So right now, when the inflation rates went up, before they did, you should have been renegotiating contracts on fees, assessments, and interest. And right now, you should be paying down all bad debts in every capacity. Number 3, you should be increasing credit. Here's another reason why this is important. When we went into the recession, the banks restricted and constricted the credit lines. And history tells you they did this in 2008. If you had a home equity line of credit or a personal line of credit or a business line of credit, you weren't utilizing it to the capacity that the bank made good money, they reduced your credit. Your credit cards got reduced. It doesn't matter if you paid them on time, Nick. If you had a $10,000 credit line and you only using $1,000, the bank didn't see you as a viable candidate, so they reduced your line of credit personally down to $5,000 or $7,500. Your business line of credit, they reduced it by 25%. So right now, you should be increasing your credit lines and utilizing 20 to 30% of it so they won't reduce yours. Number 4, begin to acquire the right businesses or start the right businesses. The businesses you should be looking at are service-based businesses, landscaping, handyman, health services, digital media. These are businesses that in a recession are going to be more profitable. Hair salons, barbershops, things of that nature, ladies and gentlemen. I could give you 100 of them, but you understand where I'm coming from. When we are in a recessed economy, people get depressed and they spend more money on entertainment and shows to live vicariously to get over their predicament. Number 5, get the proper training with access to proven networks. So right now, you should be increasing your network so you can increase your net worth. How do you do that? We do that with what's called STEAM. This is an acronym that I created. It's called STEAM, STEAM. That stands for science, technology, entrepreneurship, but most importantly, for the middle class, it is access to membership and mentorship. You can be dumb intellectually as a bag of rocks, but you can be smart in people skills, and you can always be in the winner's circle. You know what I'm talking about. You know a lot of people that ain't too sharp book-wise, but they always making money because they're good at relationships and they get favor. What would you rather have? Super smarts or a lot of money? I'll take a lot of money, and if I'm lucky, I'll take both. But if I got to choose, give me the lot of money, give me access to people. So the 5 most important people in your sphere of influence, they got to have more money than you so that they can rise you up. All right? Number 6, utilize tax leverage with the CAFE 125 tax code. And that tax code is real simple, just like the 401k. That's a tax code, ladies and gentlemen. The CAFE 125 rule tells you all the cafeteria write-offs that any corporation is allowed to take, i.e., you work for a company, they cover your health insurance. Only reason why they're doing it, Nick, is because they get 100% tax write-off on it. They give you student reimbursement for college. Only reason why they're doing it, Nick, because they get a write-off for it. They give you a share or pay you a little bit extra for the 401k. The only reason why they do it, Nick, because they get a write-off for it. So if you're running a legitimate business, 98% of you ain't heard of the CAFE 125 rule, and you got CPAs, but the CPA ain't telling you about it because they don't think you even need to know. Guess what? They need to be fired. So the last one, Nick, shop aggressively in the REO markets with record foreclosures and businesses. Right now, you have a bevy of baby boomers who have taken all the money that they can make and they want to cash out and get their golden parachute. So they're selling businesses right now, ladies and gentlemen. 67% of American employment is by small business owners and franchises. So right now, you should be looking at brokers who actually sell and buy businesses. Do you know how many times I get approached to buy businesses, Nick?
Sure.
Every week.
All the time, yeah.
And it never ceases to amaze me how these people find out who I am, but they know that's their business, to find qualified people to buy franchises, startups, mature businesses that the owner has taken all the tax advantages and now they want that big check. And it happens a lot in commercial real estate. So these are the 7 tips for entrepreneurs and small business owners to insulate themselves in a hyperinflation recession economy, because here's the saying, there's more money made on the market going down than ever going up. And if you want to find out how all this works, Nick, we're providing an exclusive 2-week masterclass. We call this, Nick, the 2x2 in 2 weeks. So we're going to give you, before we go to Zanzibar, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you 2 consultations with DJ the Money Coach team, including myself. We're going to give you 2 master classes that will show you line by line every 7 tips for the working class, the middle class, entrepreneur, and business owners. And most importantly, we're going to actually show you the professionals that can actually get it done in the 7 spheres of money. And we're going to do all of that, Nick, for less than a Ben Franklin. But this is for 2 weeks only. The first master class is August 17th, which is Wednesday. And then, Nick, because you're going to be here, we're going to do it live as a bonus from Zanzibar. And we're actually going to show you the tour of the properties and how to do business, buy real estate, and leverage the tax laws, even in Zanzibar, Nick. And the reason why we're doing this, Nick, is twofold. It's our 20th year anniversary. We have been in business for 20 years. And we want to help our people who are serious. We did this yesterday with Ericka Williams show, and over 25 plus people in less than 24 hours jumped on board. So I'm going to challenge you, if you're serious, to take advantage of this weekend. You're going to spend in the middle class $100 to $200 on dinner, movies, and a good time, and you're going to get a great experience, but you're still going to be strapped for cash in a hyperinflation economy, and you're still going to be looking for solutions, and we're just going to provide you with the solution, Nick. So we're going to close out. Nick, wrap us up. Yep. Show them the offer. If you want to try it out, folks, great. If you don't, it's never coming back again. It's over $4,000 worth of actual services that we charge in corporate America. We're going to give it to you for less than a Ben Franklin right now.
That's right. That's right. Yep. So, yeah, so you'll see that offer after we do the closeout, so stay tuned for that. Don't touch the dial. But we close out the same way as we always do. We wish everyone a P.O.M Lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind, these shirts are available as well, along with that offer we're getting ready to show you. But we want you to come join us on the Beaches of the World Club. And your beach doesn't have to be next to sand or water. It doesn't have to be Zanzibar like our beaches, but your beach is wherever you find that mental tranquility and that peace of mind and that personal freedom. So we'll see you on the next episode of Nick's Knowledge and Notions, and we'll see you at the masterclass. And we'll see you from Zanzibar.
Live for the first 10 people, you'll get exclusive training with me in Zanzibar via satellite stream with Nick on August 24th, and you don't want to miss it. Nick, we did this live in Zanzibar. Did we not achieve everything that we said we were going to do when we did this show live in Zanzibar the first time?
Yeah, made it happen. Made it happen,
ladies and gentlemen. So I wish you health. As long as you got your health, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be a first-rate you and not a second-rate somebody. Get into the books and the training. Get off these platforms. If you ain't getting educated and the education with a application ain't improving your life, do it some other way. God bless. We'll see you in the training, and I'll see you live in Zanzibar. God bless. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is DJ the Money Coach. We're celebrating our 20th year anniversary, and we're going live in Zanzibar in 2 weeks. So I'm going to give you what's called the 2x2 in 2 weeks only. 2 master classes, 2 consultations, and I'll actually teach you how to earn $8,333 a month in passive income, and I'm going to show you how to do it live in Zanzibar, give you tour of the properties and the resort, and how you can participate too. And all you have to do is invest one Ben Franklin and hit that link exclusively on the Classy Climb. Guess what? I'm going to throw in an extra bonus for you. That's right. We're taking 20 investors to Zanzibar, and we're going to live stream it exclusively for you. All you have to do is hit that link. I'm going to give you a live tour of the properties, show you how to invest in Zanzibar. And matter of fact, I'm going to throw in one more extra for you. ABCs of Wealth. And all you have to do is hit that link and enjoy the bonus. First 10 people only. I'll see you live in Zanzibar.
Hello everyone, my name is Richard Flirt. I am a recent college graduate from Morehouse College. I am an entrepreneur and also an employee from Dell Technology. I recently found DJ the Money Coach from Diamond Dave, and this changed my life after watching his video of understanding how he was able to tackle his student loans and also any other debt. And that is one of my goals that I am achieving right now. I appreciate DJ the Money Coach and his team because they provide me the way of understanding how to budget, use insurance the right way, saving for the future, and also creating a financial plan so I have a way of reaching my goals. I would recommend DJ the Money Coach to anyone because he will show you the way. And also with his team, they have a great toolbox that will allow you to reach financial freedom. I am excited about this journey with DJ the Money Coach because I believe I will reach financial freedom, and also I would love to be a part of the team to help him with anything that he needs because he's helping me with my life. I appreciate you, DJ the Money Coach, and also your team. Thank you.
How you doing, everyone? This is Jeff Calhoun. I connected with DJ the Money Coach through Ericka Williams through checking out some videos, and I visited some of his websites, and I realized, hey, I would love to invest with this DJ for the Zanzibar project. So I entered in, I paid the fee to get into the webinar. I connected with him, and I realized that DJ is just he's a family man, and I really like that. So I bought in, I paid all the costs, whatever, so that I could be a part of this. And I dedicated myself to contributing and being an investor and partner in the Zanzibar project. And I just can't wait to see the project. I'll definitely be traveling there to look at the construction of it. And I'm just looking forward to it. I cannot wait. This will be my first time on the motherland. And I'm looking forward to meeting DJ in person, as well as all the other individuals who are seeking to be investors and partners in this. So thanks again, DJ the Money Coach. It's a blessing to be on your team.